Hi, my name is Sona, and I am a part of the Teen Advisory Board with the Howard County Library System. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to solve a system of equation with linear equations using the substitution method. So what is substitution? Substitution is used to find a point of intersection between two functions. Now, these functions can be linear, quadratic, cubic, anything really, but in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do it with linear equations or functions. So the general idea of substitution is using one of your given equations to solve for a singular expression. Then you substitute that expression back into your second given equation to solve for a variable. This method is also a basic SAT concept, so you have to make sure that you really understand and nail this down. Example number 1, we are going to start off very easy. We have two equations here, 2x plus 5y equals 20, and x plus y equals 7. The first step is to solve for one of your variables. You can use any variable you want, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to solve for x. So to solve for x, we simply subtract y from both sides and we get x equals 7 minus y. Now we know what x is, and we can substitute this expression back into our second given equation. Remember, do not use the same equation or else you will get a solution of 0, and that is not what we are looking for. So if we substitute it, we have 2 parentheses 7 minus y, close parentheses, plus 5y equals 20. And from here, it is a matter of distributing the 2 and putting together the common factors. So now we have 2 times 7 is 14, minus 2 times y, which is 2y, plus 5y equals 20. We put together the common factors. We have negative 2y plus 5y, which is 3y. And then we have the equation 14 plus 3y equals 20. We subtract 14 from both sides. We get 3y equals 6. We divide 3 by both sides, and we get y equals 2. Now we know the value of one variable, so we have to take this value and put it into one of our given equations. It doesn't matter which equation you can use any one you like, but in this case, I'm going to use this equation right here. So we have x plus 2, which is our y variable, equals 7. Subtract 2 from both sides, and we get x equals 5. Now, the most important step is to check your work, and many students miss this, so you have to make sure that you do this to ensure that your solution is correct. So I'm going to substitute both expressions into this equation. X plus y equals 7, x is 5, plus 2, which is our y value, and that gives us 7. So we know we are correct. Now, in this second example, it does seem really intimidating at first because of these bigger numbers, but I assure you, just stick to the steps and make sure that you don't make any simple errors. Just be really careful through the entire process. So let's start with our first step, finding the expression for one variable. I'm going to solve the expression for x. To do that, we have negative 2x plus 5y equals 13. Subtract 5y from both sides, and we get negative 2x equals 13 minus 5y. From there, we have to divide by negative 2 to get the x by itself. So we have x equals negative 13 over 2 plus 5 over 2y. Now, using this expression, we will substitute it back into our second given equation. When we do that, we have 16 parentheses negative 13 over 2 plus 5 over 2y, close parentheses, plus 3y equals 25. Now we distribute the 16 and then put together our common factors. 16 times negative 13 over 2 gives us negative 104, plus 16 times 5 over 2y gives us 40y, plus 3y equals 25. We put together the common factors. 40y plus 3y is 43y. We add 104 to both sides, and we get 43y equals 129. And we divide 43 from both sides, which gives us y equals 3. Now, we have the value for our y variable, and all we have to do is input it into one of our equations to solve for our x variable. I'm going to input it into this simpler equation. We have negative 2x plus 5, 3, because that is the value for our y, equals 13. Negative 2x plus 15 equals 13. Subtract 15 from both sides. We get negative 2x equals negative 2. We divide negative 2 from both sides, and we get x equals 1. Again, we must check our work, so we will input both of our variables into one of the given equations. I used this topmost equation. We have negative 2 times 1 plus 5 times 3 equals 13. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 5 times 3 is 15. We have negative 2 plus 15, which gives us 13, and 13 equals 13, so we know that we are correct. So let us go over the rules again to really ingrain it in your mind. The first step is using one of your given equations, solve for a single variable. It doesn't matter which equation or variable that you just use one equation and solve for one variable. The second step is using that expression, you input it into your second given equation. You solve that equation to find out the value of one variable. Now, using this value, we go into our third step, in which we substitute that variable into one of our given equations to solve the value of the second variable. And of course, the last and the most important step is to make sure you input both of your variables into one of your given equations to make sure that your solution checks out. Now, there will be practice anywhere that you look for, so make sure you do some practice with this just to make sure that you have the concept down. I hope this video helped you, and thank you for watching.